Hitherto, the queens of spades and clubs and diamonds and hearts had remained behind curtains with eyes that gazed vacantly into space or else remained fixed upon the ground. And now, all of a sudden, on an afternoon in the spring, Queen of Hearts from the balcony raised her eyebrows for a moment, and cast a single glance upon the prince from the corner of her eye. "Great God!" cried the prince, "I thought they were all painted images, but I am wrong. They are women after all." Then the young prince called to his side his two companions, and said in a meditative voice, "My comrades, there is a charm about these ladies that I never noticed before. When I saw that glance of the queen's dark luminous eyes, brightening with new emotion, it seemed to me like the first faint streak of dawn in a newly created world." The two companions smiled a knowing smile and said, "Is that really so, Prince?" And the poor Queen of Hearts from that day went from bad to worse. She began to forget all rules in a truly scandalous manner. If, for instance, her place in the row was beside the knave, she suddenly found herself quite accidentally standing beside the prince instead. At this, the knave, with motionless face and solemn voice, would say, "Queen, you have made a mistake," and the poor Queen of Hearts' red cheeks would get redder than ever, but the prince would come gallantly to her rescue and say, "No, there is no mistake. From today I am going to be knave." Now it came to pass that while everyone was trying to correct the indiscretion of guilty Queen of Hearts, they began to make mistakes themselves. The aces found themselves elbowed out by the kings got mumbled up with the knaves, the nines and tens assumed their airs as though they belonged to the great court cards. The twos and threes were found secretly taking the places specially reserved for fours and fives. Confusion had never been so confounded before. Many spring seasons had come and gone in the island of cats. The cockhill, the bird of spring, had sung its song year after year, but it had never stirred the blood as it stirred it now. In days gone by the sea had sung its tireless melody, but then it had proclaimed only the inflexible monotony of the rules, and suddenly its waves were telling true all their flashing lights and luminous shades and mirrored voices, the deepest yearnings of the heart of love.